Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. How's everyone doing? Everybody ready for Easter? Such a weird time to be celebrating holidays and Easter being such a family oriented holiday in this crazy time. Well, if you're just tuning in, I'm Maria, if you don't know me, also known as the health hostess, here to bring you alive to talk about what better than candy and how to outsmart the Easter bunny, right? Easter, Halloween, I've got every holiday. Every holiday has some sort of tradition, some sort of sweet treat associated with it. And I know I've heard from a lot of you reaching out to me about how do I stop eating all this sugar, stop eating all this candy, stop eating all these sweet treats, all these carbs. Now that we're stuck at home, we're not running around like crazy. We're just stuck at home left to our own devices and our own refrigerators. So we're here to talk about how to outsmart that Easter bunny, right? Here on the Health Hostess Happy Hour. So welcome, welcome. And I want to ask you first, what's in your basket? What are your go-to treats? Comment below on what is your go-to Easter treat, because maybe we'll talk about it today and maybe some new revelation will happen, and maybe you'll change up what your treat is. Maybe you'll change up what your treat was to what it is, or maybe it has evolved over the years. So comment below, let me know what is in your basket. What's been in your basket? Because we're here to try to outsmart that Easter bunny. And we know as we get older that the Easter bunny is a little bit sneakier and we can find more excuses to enjoy all the treats. And, we do the shopping. So we fill the cart, we fill the baskets, and we just got to make the right choices. All right. So comment below. Thank you all for joining me on the Health Hostess Happy Hour, here to talk about all things candy. I've got my beautiful Easter flowers behind me. Thank you, Mama Bear. And we're starting to talk about what is in your basket. Okay, I want to know what is in your basket at Easter time. And I want to also, not only know what is in your basket at Easter time, but what's just your favorite candy, right? What is your favorite candy? I know, and I guarantee some of you are with me on this one, that there are certain holidays where you eat certain candy because of the shape that it's in. And I don't know if this is an actual thing, but I think that there are some shapes, and we will get to this soon. There are some shapes of candy that just taste better than others. And I don't know why, but it's got to be a thing. It's probably just, a mental thing. But there are some certain candies that I go to, I know, because of the way that they're shaped. So, maybe I'll eat something at Halloween that I won't eat at Christmas, or I'll eat something at Easter that I won't eat, I don't know, at Thanksgiving, like whatever. So I want to know, what is in your basket? What do you normally go to? And so let's start with something that I have always gone to in every form, shape, and whatnot, is sweet tarts. Okay. This is my first, certain shapes taste better than others proof, because I don't know if you guys remember these, and I haven't seen them in so long. But when I was doing a little bit of research for this Health Hostess Happy Hour today on how to outsmart the Easter bunny, I remembered that Sweet Tart makes Easter shaped sweet tarts. They're like about this big, and they're in the shape of bunnies, chickies, and duckies. And they are like the best sweet tarts ever. I don't know why, because it's all just sugar, right? It's all just sugar. But the fact that they are shaped like these duckies, chickies, And bunnies, there's just something about them. And it's got to be mouthfeel too. It's got to be mouthfeel about the way that the shape of the sweet tart is. But I love these things, sweet tarts. Okay. Y'all know it's all just pressed sugar, right? With some shelf stabilizers in them. Growing up, I don't know. Let me see. Drop a 1 in the comments. If you're watching this and you love sweet tarts, drop a 1 in the comments. I want to know, because obviously sugar is addicting. Sugar is delicious. And for some reason during Easter, the sweet tarts shaped like bunnies, chickies, and duckies just taste better. And I want them more. The rest of the year, I can do without sweet tarts, right? But for some reason over Easter, that's what it's all about for me. It's the sweet tarts. They've got the chewy sweet tarts. They've got like the hard kind of coated sweet tarts. No, sweet tarts that are shaped like bunnies, chickies, and duckies. And obviously it is all just pressed sugar, and there's maybe some natural flavors in there, but like dextrose, maltodextrin, malic acid, stearate, all of these, calcium stearate, like all these things that are in there are just ways to get the sugar through the machine a little bit easier, right? And be able to press into that shape, that delicious mouthfeel of a shape. But then you've also got all these dyes, right? Blue 1, blue 2, red 40, yellow 5. Like there's all these different additives in it. And that's really where we're going to go wrong, where we're going to go downhill when we choose our candy type, right? Because it's sugar, and we know sugar needs to be eaten in moderation. So what do you think? Do you like sweet tarts? Have you tried these sweet tart Easter shapes? Like what's your opinion? I want to know what's in your basket. These are always a go-to for me. These sweet tart bunnies, chicks, and ducks, they only come around once a year. And the fact that for some reason I think their shape tastes better than any other sweet tart, I'm going to eat those over the holiday. But I probably won't, because I want to go get some candy to do this talk with you all today, to share this information about how to outsmart the Easter Bunny. And I was like, I don't really want to spend the money on all this candy and sugar. I don't have a whole lot, just a lot of snacks laying around the house. I know, a lot of you have children at home, so you're trying to pack up and make their baskets and make this holiday special for them, but they learn from you, right? Easter needs to be special, yes, but it doesn't need to go overboard. It doesn't need to be overly indulgent. A few sweet tarts here and there isn't going to hurt you. It's when we go overboard, all right? So the first thing, how to outsmart the Easter Bunny, is moderation, right? Fill that basket with something else besides candy. Pick and choose your favorite candies, your most nostalgic candies, the candies that you will only eat once a year. Because I know there's some of you out there that this time of year is the only time of year that X candy comes out and you go and you buy it, and when it's gone, it's gone. And that's the way to do it, right? Don't stock up. I get that we're in this hoarding mode right now, and stock up and have everything at our fingertips that we need. But do you really need another bag of jelly beans? No, you probably need another green smoothie. All right, you need some more veggies, you need some more fruits, you need some more nutritionally dense food, but have that sweet treat every now and then, okay? So sweet tarts are one of my top go-to candies, and my number one go-to little treat for myself. Hello, Mama. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're talking about candy, and growing up in your house, there was plenty of candy. Let me tell you guys, growing up in my house with my amazing mother, who made every holiday so freaking special. There was, decorations for every holiday. There was also like a bowl of candy on every single table. Holiday themed candy. Okay. These little candy bars, these Mr. Good bars, these I just got from her house last night. All right. just as a little show and tell for you. Who likes these? Who eats these? Crackle, Hershey, Mr. Goodbar. We'll talk about these in just a second. But I got those from her house, so she's still doing it. And oh my gosh, I know you all know too, M&M's makes every color of the rainbow. So for every holiday, there was a bowl of M&M's, but not just plain M&M's, right, Mom? There were peanut, there were almond, there were peanut butter. There was, I think they have like a caramel out now, a crunch, a crispy, whenever we had them. So, you know, I definitely didn't grow up with moderation, but I learned moderation along the way, because if it's always right there, it's always in front of you, you've got to find a way to not go overboard, right? To have a few here and there, because that's our number one way to outsmart the Easter Bunny, right? Is moderation. Fill that basket with something more than treats. And also, let me know, what is your favorite go-to treat? What's in your basket? Mom just bought some Almond Joy eggs. Oh man, talk about another thing that is better in an egg shape, right? Almond Joys are amazing. They're chocolatey, they're coconutty, they have nuts. Mounds don't, right? But they're in the shape of an egg, and I don't know, for some reason it just makes them taste better. That's awesome. I cannot wait to come over and steal some of those. So let's talk about the top 6 sweet tooth options. And oh my God, there are so many options, right? But again, doing my research, I came across a bunch of articles. This is a topic that people are talking about these days, and especially because it's Easter tomorrow, right? That it's like, let's weigh our options. Let's see, you know, where our options fall on the list. So when you're making your choices, you are as well informed as possible. So number 6. And I'm sure there was like a ton more on this list, but number 6, and if this is you, please find the little duck emoji on your phone, on your computer, and drop it in the comments below. Number 6 on their list of top sweet tooth options, or just sweet tooth options in general, are Peeps. WTF. Peeps. It's a fancied up, it's a gussied up marshmallow. All of these candies and all of these things we are trying to moderate or avoid, or do this or do that. It's all just sugar, right? And I don't know, a Peep is literally just a compressed marshmallow coated in dyed sugar with like little edible wax features, right? So please let me know, what's your favorite Peep shape? Because I know that they make them in different shapes too. There's bunnies, there's chickies, there's something else. And I don't know, there's just something about it I can't even fathom. I've never eaten a Peep, and I don't think I ever will. It's the sugar, it's the dye in the sugar too that is more toxic, right? Because we eat marshmallows, we do s'mores, but then it's that sugary coating topping on top of that, laden with some sort of artificial dye. That's no bueno. All right. And there's literally zero nutritional value to a Peep. It's literally sugar, corn syrup, and gelatin to hold its shape. All right. So please don't eat Peeps. Number 5. And this one I can totally get behind. All right. Hershey's Milk Chocolate Easter Kisses. Again, it's the same Hershey's Kiss, just in a fancy gussied up Easter foil, right? Easter shape. But in the long run, and we'll get to this too, we'll talk more about just plain chocolate, but a Hershey's Chocolate Kiss, there's 160 calories for 7 kisses. All right, I didn't even bother because there's no nutritional value for Peeps. I don't know how much calories are in what, but for the kisses, you get 7 kisses. So, you know, we can kind of trick our brain, our eyes, and we have 7 things to eat versus 1 thing, right? You're going to feel more satiated, more satisfied when you eat those 7 things versus, you know, if we had 7 Peeps or 7 of these little bars. Right? Well, that would probably be really good, but it's not going to be 160 calories. So the little Hershey Kisses, plain chocolate, but it's milk chocolate. Okay. And that's one of the issues that we run into, which we will keep talking about here in a little bit, is that chocolate in and of itself is really freaking good for you. It's got amazing antioxidant properties, and it's really good for you. But we process it so much here in the US. We process it, we add milk fats to it, we add more sugar, we add this, so the ratio of healthy, beneficial chocolatiness from the cacao versus all the additives that we put into it, it's just not there. Okay. So just know, and again, I'll show you more options here in a bit. Chocolate is okay. A lot of chocolate isn't good, but some chocolate is okay. And just plain old chocolate is going to be way better than, than a sweet tart that's all just nothing but sugar. Or it's going to be plain chocolate's going to be way better than, a Mr. Good bar. So that's number 5. And surprisingly kind of low on the list as far as like nutritional benefits. And that's what we're going up the list to probably one of the best options if you're going to go for something. And I know you're going to go for something during this Easter season. So we had Peeps coming in at number 6. We've got Hershey's Milk Chocolate Easter Kisses coming in at number 5, but it doesn't matter what color foil that they are in, they are still going to be a better option. You can have 7 kisses for 160 calories. Number 4, coming in at number 4 is the Cadbury Cream Egg. Another thing that I really can't think that I've ever had. I think maybe I've tried one once, but the idea of the like liquid cream and the chocolate and the thing, and it just seemed messy. And I don't know. It just never was a go-to candy in our house. Like I said before, it was always the different holiday colored M&Ms and sweet tarts. So the Cadbury Cream Eggs, obviously the Cadbury Bunny is very iconic. It is like a staple. Easter commercials, everything, it's definitely nostalgic. And more bang for your buck too, right? So one Cadbury Cream Egg is 150 calories versus 160 calories for 7 kisses. So, weigh your options. The Cadbury Cream Egg though, you've got the sugar in the chocolate shell, and then you've got the sugary sweetness of the cream on the inside. So you're looking at 20 grams of sugar per egg. Okay. The more you know. So if you're just joining us, we are talking about ways to outsmart the Easter Bunny here on the Health Hostess Happy Hour. I'm running through the top 6 sweet tooth options. All right. Please let me know. I wanted to know, I asked before and I'll ask again, please let me know what's in your basket. All right. Let's decipher. Let's chat. Do you have questions about what your choices are? I'm giving you some options right here, right now, but please let me know. Drop a 1 in the comments if you are a fan of Peeps, because I'm not, and I just don't understand. No nutritional value, so definitely not in my wheelhouse, in my basket. So number 4 was Cadbury Cream Eggs, 150 calories, 20 grams of sugar. The next one coming up, which I didn't even know they did, is a Russell Stover Cream Egg. It's coming up a little bit, one step above the Cadbury Cream Egg, because it's only 120 calories and 16 grams of sugar. So it's the lowest of all these candies that this article reviewed. All the candies, it's the lowest sugar content per serving size. So Russell Stover Cream Egg, edging out the iconic Cadbury Cream Egg. Above that, I didn't even know these existed either, but they were never on my radar growing up. I hated Tootsie Rolls, and so I never ate a Tootsie Roll Pop. But apparently Tootsie Roll makes an Easter egg shaped pop. And we don't know. I don't think we ever found out really how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop. If you know, please comment below. I would love for that to be common knowledge. And if you're down for a challenge, maybe we should get together and see how many licks it takes. Somebody's going to have to be the tally taker, though, because I think I would just lose sight. And what constitutes a full lick? Going off topic. Okay, so Tootsie makes Easter egg shaped pops, and obviously it takes a while to eat through a sucker, right? So whether or not we know how many licks it takes, it's going to take a little bit longer for you to get through that pop, which means you'll be able to enjoy it longer and satiate that sweet tooth craving a little bit longer. All right. So coming in at number 2 is the Tootsie Roll Easter Egg Pop. I don't have the caloric content on that, but I can only imagine that it's still up there on the sugar content and probably maybe about 80 calories per sucker. But then you've also got that chocolatey Tootsie Roll center. So you're kind of double dipping on sugar content, on candy, and all of that. So, you know, and especially too with a Tootsie Roll Pop, the candy itself, you know, is made with sugar and oil and all of this craziness. So before I reveal what the number 1 is, I want to talk to you about a few more options I ran across for candy options. I know these are really popular, and this I believe is even left over from Valentine's Day, but it's a little Dove dark chocolate heart. Okay. And I want you to understand that dark chocolate, even though Dove, it says dark chocolate right here on the label, right there on the bag, it's actually a semi-sweet chocolate. All right. Very rarely do companies like Dove or Hershey, you know, here's a little Hershey, you know, milk chocolate bar. Very rarely do they do 100% cacao or even getting up into the 80 and 90% cacao chocolate. It's not that palatable. Okay, if you've ever had 100% cacao, you know that it's pretty bitter. All right, so for the masses, and since we are used to, oh, mama, her basket has wine. Now there you go. And what goes better with wine? A little bit of chocolate. So very good option. I would say just stick with wine in your basket and you're good to go. But you know, the Dove dark chocolate, it's still a semi-sweet chocolate. So you're still going to get that added milk fat. You know, that makes the chocolate stay together nice and shiny and creamy and shelf stable. And then you've also got added sugar. Okay. It may not be a lot as much as in a milk chocolate, but you've still got that added dairy. So what do us dairy-free, lactose intolerant people do? You know, you've got to err on the side of that darker chocolate, which we'll get to in a second. So Dove dark chocolate, just be aware that it's still added sugar and milk fats. Okay. So what else is in my basket? Not only do we have the sweet tart Easter shaped candies, but I was always a huge fan of the Cadbury mini eggs. Who's with me? The Cadbury mini eggs, those like colorful hard candy shell. Drop an egg in the comments below if you feel me. They are like probably my top indulgence during Easter time. And so I don't even buy them. I haven't had them in years, but they are so delicious. I could eat them by the handful. If you remember them, those Cadbury mini eggs, they're all like different colors and that crispy outer shell, candy shell, and then that smooth, creamy milk chocolate in the middle. Drop me an egg in the comments and let's enjoy and reminisce together. I love those things. But, you know, again, it's a treat. So I'm not eating them every day. The egg is that solid milk chocolate. It's in a thin coating of a hard candy shell. The interesting thing I found out today doing some research on them and learning more about how they're created, the colors that they use to color the eggs, and this put them like up there on my list, which I may actually go to the grocery and grab some. I mean, it's definitely essential that I have them, right? Yes, essential travel to get Cadbury mini eggs. Is that the colors, they use beetroot, paprika extract, carotens, and anthocyanins. Now, I know those are big words and maybe new words to some of you, but anthocyanins are the antioxidant properties. It has antioxidant properties, and anthocyanins are what give purple and blue and red fruits and vegetables their color. That's why blueberries are so amazing. Dark cherries are so amazing for you. They have these antioxidant properties. So we got Cadbury over here using those as their coloring agents versus red dye number 5 yellow, blue, yellow, blue, whatever. Yes, feeling you with those Cadbury eggs, Michael. Thank you. So they put that gets added up higher onto my list because they're taking into account the fact that yes, okay, it's a candy, it's sugar, it's got the milk fats in it, it's not dairy free, it's milk chocolate, it's high in sugar, but here's a little bonus. Here's a little kickback. We use beetroot. We use these anthocyanins for our coloring, so we're not adding to the pot of crappy ingredients for you to consume. So, Cadbury mini eggs. The other option, which I want to hear, gummies, gummy bears, not those other kind of gummies. Gummy bears. Okay. But now the king of gummies, Harborough, makes Easter shaped gummies. I mean, brilliant, right? They've probably been out for years. Again, a lot of this candy isn't on my radar 99.9% of my life. So if you love some gummies, let me see it. Drop a bear. Oh, yes. Yes. As well you should. As well you should. The gummy bear option. Okay. So just like all candy, it's all sugar and it all needs to be eaten in moderation, but gummy bears themselves, you can have 30 grams for 100 calories. There's no fat. All right. All of the caloric content is coming from carbs and sugar. All right. It's gelatin. It's sugar. There's a little bit of protein in there, but that is because of the gelatin. Okay. You do get some protein out of gelatin. But if you have a sweet tooth, gummy bears, just like the sucker, it's going to take a little bit longer for you to get through. Don't chew your food. Okay. Digestion starts in the mouth. You need to chew your food. So chew up your gummy bears, chew up your gummy bunnies. And you're only getting about 100 calories. Just be mindful. A lot of the calories are coming from carbs. Okay. But another option, especially they're usually, vegan, vegetarian, depending on the gelatin that they use. And then you've also got, there's no dairy in a gummy bear, or a gummy bunny. So definitely try those out. I love gummy bears. That's another thing that we had at the house. Thank you, Mom. Seriously, have a vase in here. And I swear she had a candy container at home growing up that was practically the size of this vase with the lid just stuffed full of gummy bears. We used to buy them by the 5-pound bag loads, and she'd be like, "Go fill up the candy container, kids. Take this giant 5-pound bag of gummies and fill up the candy container." It could have gone one of two ways. And thankfully it taught me restraint and it taught me moderation. Believe me, I had years of just excessive candy consumption. But now if we do everything in moderation, we're living a healthier existence, right? We don't have to swing from one extreme to the other and then try to get back there. Just kind of stay on that path of moderation and you're going to be good. Okay. So gummies are a great option. Skittles, come on. Sugar, corn syrup, hydrogenated palm kernel oil, and artificial flavors. I love Skittles. Yes. But after hearing that, I think I have a headache coming on just from saying those words. If the first ingredient is sugar, the first ingredient is the ingredient that is the most used in the product. So if your first two ingredients are sugar and corn syrup, I read that as sugar and sugar. sugar and more sugar. Then you've got hydrogenated palm kernel oil, which we'll talk about in a second too. So if you can, just stay away from Skittles. No reason to taste the rainbow. Taste the rainbow of vegetables, of fruits, the real food rainbow, okay? Not Skittles. And piggybacking on Skittles, I am going to talk about jelly beans and something that's called bunny corn. Okay. Halloween is the only time corn should be consumed in candy form if you eat it with peanuts. I love it. That's one of those holiday specific foods, treats that I indulge in. Again, Mom gets out her giant crystal pumpkin, puts peanuts in there with candy corn, and to me, it tastes like a payday. And I feel like if I'm eating, she gets the mini corns too, like not the normal big size candy corns, but the mini ones. And so, yeah, peanuts aren't like the best nut for you, but as a treat, handful, moderation, get a few candy corns in there and eat it. But I feel like that should be holiday specific. That's Halloween to me. Now apparently they make like pink and purple bunny corn. It's literally just balls of sugar, people. Okay, so jelly beans, like I said, I know there's one of my friends. If you're watching, I know who you are. Apparently this type of jelly bean only comes out at Easter time. So she goes and she buys one bag. One bag. That's all you need. Don't stockpile. Don't go crazy. Just get your bag, get your treat, eat it in moderation. Shit, portion it out when you get it home, right? Get little baggies and take the time to portion it. So you know, okay, I've got this bag, savor them. That way, then you're not inhaling the whole thing, knowing that you've got a sack sitting off the side. Okay, so jelly beans, bunny corn, moderation, people. But now you know, it's literally, it's sugar, tapioca, or corn syrup. So we got sugar, pectin, or starch to bind it all together. So there's just a few other options as far as candies go. All right, and before we get to that number one must go to option for a sweet treat at the holiday, at Easter, I want to go, I really want to talk about the real culprit. All right, the real culprit in all of these things is not only the sugar. Obviously, we know that sugar is bad for you, all right, causes inflammation, throws everything out of whack. It's highly calorically dense, not nutritionally dense, right? But it's the oils that are also added into the product. Okay, little 411 on oil. You know, oils themselves aren't that bad for you. I'll even say it out loud, and I'll say it to you that even canola oil and vegetable oils aren't that bad for you. It's the fat content, it's that saturated fat that we're worried about, right? But our bodies, just like we need some cholesterol, we need some saturated fat, we need carbs, like we need all these things. They're here for a reason. They're building blocks. We need omega-6s, we need omega-3s. You know, coconut oil is good, but it's very high in saturated fat, so it shouldn't be your only source of fat or oil, right? So again, balance. But it's when we use oils incorrectly that they start to degrade, they start to go rancid, they start to release these these oxidative properties, which are then detrimental to our cells, right? We want to put things in our bodies that uplift us, that make us higher, vibrate higher, and perform at a higher level. But then you add something, you go and you cook your meal, you like go to fry something in olive oil, and olive oil has a lower smoke point, you know, even like what's the other one? Flaxseed. Like that should only be used as a salad dressing. Even olive oil, like save that for your dressing, save that for your hummus, save that. It has a flavor to it, so I wouldn't make your own mayonnaise with it. But if you're going to be cooking at higher heat, if you're going to be roasting vegetables, if you're going to be sauteing something, if you're going to be deep frying something, go for those oils that have a higher smoke point, because they can handle a higher temperature. They can get to a higher temperature before all that nastiness starts to happen. They break down, they degrade, they release those oxidative stressors, and then they're harmful for the body. And then the other thing is that here in the US, where everything is processed, if you've got an oil that's processed, and then you go and you process it some more to make a processed product, you're putting that oil under so much stress that by the time it gets to us, it's rancid. And they've covered it up with seasonings, salts, sugars. And then you're just eating more garbage. And not only is the ingredients bad for you, but then the properties of the ingredients, they're all bad. And they're doubly messing you up. So I found an article talking about oils, and Lisa Howard, author of the Big Book of Healthy Cooking Oils, was talking about vegetable oils. Okay. And this kind of pisses me off, kind of opens my eyes to something as well, where she says that vegetable oils are refined and processed, which means they not only lack flavor, but also nutrients. Okay. Howard goes on to say that vegetable oil is guaranteed to be highly processed. And it's called vegetable because it comes from a plant. It comes from not a coconut, not an olive. Like, it's this general category that companies use vegetable oil. They call it vegetable so that when they're manufacturing whatever product they're making, they can substitute whatever commodity oil they want. So what does that sound off to me? That means that they're looking for the highest profit margin, and they've gotten away with it because of the label. The highest profit margin, right? So what can they, what's subsidizing right now? What's the government going to pay them to use? What's the cheapest right now for them to make the most money? So they can substitute soy, corn, cottonseed, canola. What's this? There was another one I found, and I hadn't even heard of this oil. Let's see. It's called, oh, I wrote it down somewhere. Maybe it'll come to me. Oh, shea nut oil. But when it was listed out there, it gave you like a list of all these oils, and then at the end it said and or shea nut oil. And I was like, so I don't even know exactly what's going in my body because of this generalized categorization that manufacturers use, so they can use whatever commodity oil they want, whatever's cheapest for them, whatever will get the job done. And that just doesn't sit right with me. Yes, plants are definitely good. Plants are good. Plants, when you eat them whole and when you eat them in their whole form, they're great. If you've got to choose an oil, I would err on the side of avocado oil. It has a high smoke point. It has a high, it's very nutrient dense as well. So you can cook with it. It has a mild flavor. So you can, that's my go-to for making homemade mayonnaise. Because really mayonnaise isn't that bad for you. It's just the oil that is normally used. The oil that's normally used is not good for you. It's like with these oils that we've been talking about that degrade and break down. Shea butter used in suntan oils. Yes, shea butter is used in suntan oil. So it's probably the oil that's used in suntan oils. Don't quote me on this. And it's probably from the shea nut. So I'd say they're both spelled very similar. So yes, and it is. I mean, it's an oil. You can rub oils all over your body, and that's good. It's a great way to give yourself a self massage. You don't have to use a lotion, a Jergens. You don't have to use that. You could literally just rub coconut oil on your skin, avocado oil on your skin, and it's going to nourish. It's going to hydrate you. So yeah, and suntan oils. Yeah. What sounds disgusting? Rubbing your body with butter? Mom's still on here. I know that she used to tell me about laying out in the sun, but not even using suntan lotion, just rubbing her body down with Crisco. Now, how gross is that? Using that as like, let's get all glistening and literally fry yourself out in the sun like fried chicken. I mean, seriously, people, what is going on? There's just too many things out there that we don't know about. And if we don't, shea oils. Yeah. I mean, why would you want to eat that? It's supposed to be hydrating, but then like, ugh. It's supposed to be hydrating. It's supposed to be, it's supposed to help you in the long run, but I don't know, thinking about something that has it in it and something that and it may or may not even be in it. If they put on the label and or, I don't know if it's in it, but I don't want to eat it. All right. And knowing that the vegetable oils, canola oil, like it's not really that bad, but the canola oil that is more widely used in our products in the US, that is, those are more highly processed. You run the risk of having them already degraded and already breaking down and not giving you the nutrients that they actually need, that you actually want from that product. But it's really hard to find like unrefined, all natural canola oil. If you know a source, let me know. But then you're probably going to pay more for it too, right? So if manufacturers are using this generalization of vegetable oils to all encompass soy, canola, cottonseed, rapeseed, grapeseed, like all of these things, so they can just pick and choose which one to use. I mean, I would so much rather do a healthy oil. Hello, all the way from the UK. Hello, Miss Mary Ann. It's so good to know that you're on the other side of the airwaves. We're talking candy, girl, Easter candy, and how to outsmart the Easter bunny. So what's in your basket? All the way over in the UK, tell our watchers, tell our rewatchers, what is y'all's go-to candy for Easter? I want to know. That's the one thing that was really interesting going over there. And we went to go visit them a couple years ago and seeing the different types of candy that is over there. Oh, I love you too, baby. Nice. Okay. Don't eat regular chocolate. You said that, yeah, nice dark chocolate. Exactly. And that's a perfect segue for us to get off the oil train and get into talking about cacao versus cocoa. Because yes, a nice dark chocolate. That's what we were talking about when I mentioned Hershey's little milk chocolate kisses. He doesn't deserve anything. Get him an actual bunny or another duck. They have the cutest little ducks. Erring on the side of whole chocolate. So the Hershey's milk chocolate kisses, you get 7 kisses for 160 calories. Just being mindful, 100% dark chocolate. Yes, Marianne nailed it on the head. 100% dark chocolate is what I'm getting to, right? Because that means that there are no added milk fats. There is no added sugar, all right? It is going to be a little bit more bitter. But once we start to retrain our brain and retrain our taste buds to not need that sweet, sweet tooth, that sweet sugar hit, it's all well and good. Your body will adapt. Your taste buds will adapt. And it is a kind of a gamut to go to, right? You've got milk chocolate. You've got 100% cacao. So I stole this from Mama, from her baking, 100% cacao. We've got Ghirardelli. Pretty popular, in the chocolate industry. Pretty popular. Yeah, they're really popular in the chocolate industry. Ghirardelli, 100% cacao. And ingredients on here, unsweetened chocolate, cacao beans, right? You go back to the ingredients in your, what was that? Oh, the where was I looking at? Oh, the Kinder Joy. That's something I don't even want to talk about. That thing's disgusting. Don't eat it. The Kinder Joy, where you've got sugar and then the vegetable oils and then wheat flour, wheat germ, wheat starch. The hell is all that about? You go with lower ingredients, right? Lettuce, 1 ingredient. 100% cacao, 1 ingredient. All right, but if you're still kind of wary about 100% cacao because it is a little bit bitter, I mean, you can go down incrementally into the percentage of cacao, the percentage of that whole cacao bean, the bitterness of it all, and maybe you want some 88%. All right, that way we've got bittersweet chocolate, so there's a little bit of cane sugar and a little bit of vanilla in there, but it's more so than, say, a Cadbury egg, right? Because this whole bar has got 3 servings. So in the entire bar, there's only 6 grams of sugar, okay? Like 400 calories, so don't eat the whole bar. But only 6 grams of sugar, where you're looking at even one of the best options on our list with that Russell Stover cream egg. You've got lower calories, but you've got 16 grams of sugar. Okay, so just know what you're getting into. 13 grams of fat on this bar, 3 grams of protein. But don't sit down and eat the whole bar. Please try not to. Eat a little bit, a little piece, and then go over to mom's house and get a bottle of wine out of her Easter basket and eat it with the chocolate. All right. Also, we've got another option. These have become really popular lately, especially in the keto world. So coconut oil, coconut, that's it. Yes, 1 square a day. That's all you need. Wise words of wisdom from across the pond. 1 square a day. Y'all be like Marianne. And it keeps the fat away and it keeps the craziness away. It keeps you sane. So we've got these options too, which is organic coconut, organic cacao, organic coconut sugar, cacao butter, and Himalayan sea salt. So it's all organic. It's mainly coconut. You've got some coconut sugar as a sweetener. You get into these more artificial sweeteners that aren't going to spike your blood sugar, that are a little bit healthier for you in the long run, just like if you had 100% organic, non-processed canola oil. That's going to be better for you than using like olive oil at a high temperature. So it all depends on the product itself and how it's made. If it's organic, what it is. Ooh, coconut yogurt. Oh yes, I love coconut yogurt. Is it kind of like that fermented? It's really, I've had it once at Southern Squeeze here in town. And yeah. Oh, I forgot to grab them. That reminds me. I mean, you've got this cacao versus cocoa, which honestly, they're kind of the same things. Cacao refers to the raw, like bean itself, before it's roasted, before it's fermented, before anything's done to it. It's the unprocessed version. Then if you go to cocoa, that's what we know today is like, the Hershey's cocoa powder. It has been fermented. It's been roasted. It's all crushed up but it's been processed in some way. Okay. So cacao is raw. Cocoa has been processed in some way. So I don't know if you've ever had the cacao nibs. Those have become really popular as like a vegan chocolate because they're very unprocessed part of the bean. And, they got a little crunch. They got a little funky flavor to them. Kind of a little bit bitter, but they've got the crunch to them. Throw them in your dairy-free coconut yogurt. Roast them on a pan to take away some of the bitterness. Put them in a smoothie. Melt them. Put them in a batter. Melt them down. I put them on top of my my protein bars that I make with nuts and dates and coconut oil and coconut butter and some cricket powder to add in some power packed protein. And then on the top to add that little crunch, because most of the nuts are blended, I put the cacao nibs. All right. So that's where you get the antioxidant properties is from the closer you are to the source, the less ingredients. That's where you're going to get the most healthy benefits. Okay. So err on the side of cacao. Okay. So yes, chocolate is wonderful. 100% cacao is even more wonderful. Maybe you mix it up because if you do it in a coconut cup like this, again, keto approved over here, it's all organic. It's mainly coconut butter, organic coconut itself, some coconut sugar, and it's paleo, it's vegan, it's organic. But the fats that are in here are also going to be able to keep you fuller longer, more satiated. And our brains run on fats. So cognitively, good. Yes. Hello, Miss Terry. Tuning in from Washington. We're getting all sorts of views here today. I love it. So we're talking about candy. Terry, tell us, tell the viewers, tell the listeners, tell the rewatchers, what's in your Easter basket this year? Because we want to find ways to outsmart the Easter bunny, right? It's too easy now that we're all locked at home to go for the candy, go for the wine, go for the everything. And that's fun, right? But just don't treat every day like it's Sunday. Or do, I don't care, I'm not your mother. But ways to be successful through all of this, okay? We've been talking chocolate. We've been talking chocolate options. We've been talking 100%. Well, this is the 88% cacao. We've been talking 100% cacao. And we've gone through a gamut of all these different options for your Easter treats. Peeps, zero nutritional value, and that's all you got to tell me, and it's, we're out with it. Hershey's milk chocolate kisses, Cadbury cream eggs. Russell Stouffer makes a cream egg, which actually is a little bit better, less calories, less sugar than the Cadbury cream egg, but I know Cadbury is really iconic, and that's why for me the Cadbury mini eggs are my little go-to snack indulgence for Easter time, because not only it's milk chocolate. Sometimes that is the best option, Terry. She says that it's safest just not to get an Easter basket, right? And that's why when I wanted to do this, I want to talk about this, I was going to go out and buy all these different candies and show them and all this. But I can't. Because then it's going to be in the house. And why waste the money on something that I know I'm not going to eat? But let's talk about it. We all know the options that are out there. So yes, sometimes no candy is the best option. Put something else. Like Mom said, put bottles of wine in your Easter basket and get your calories that way. But there's the Tootsie Roll makes a sucker. You've got gummy bears as an option, a really low cal, no fat option. The Cadbury mini eggs, I like it because I found out today that the shells are actually colored by beetroot and paprika and anthocyanins, which is what gives like blueberries and eggplants and all these dark rich foods their color, which is loaded with antioxidative properties, which is pretty cool, right? So it's like there's no artificial coloring in the Cadbury mini eggs. So all the more reason I think I'm going to go eat some. Tequila. Yes, tequila. We will do a whole nother Health Hostess happy hour where we talk about the health benefits of various alcohol, because yes, well, alcohol is made with sugar and alcohol in and of itself is inflammatory. Tequila, rum, whiskey, all have their benefits in some way, shape, or form. Dark or red, dry wine, right? There's all ways to enjoy all of these things in moderation, and there's health benefits to it all, right? It's when you swing all the way one way where you start to get in the negative health benefits. It's like, let's find that happy medium. Let's find that middle. Because I think Bert, my husband, he found an article that some credible doctor, right? Maybe this is like the vegetable oil that's in your candy. But some credible doctor said that whiskey is good to combat the coronavirus. I mean, it's alcohol, so probably. we'll get into that later. But making your smart choices. Also, why not take some of this 100% cacao, and since it's bitter, melt it down, cover some strawberries in it, cover your blueberries, cover some raspberries, make your own little chocolate covered treats that are kind of balance that sweetness, right? Drink a bunch of water. I'm going to be the hydration hostess here before we know it. Drink your water, because if you're thirsty, thirst masks itself as hunger. So drink your water. If you feel a craving coming on, a candy craving, drink your water, and then see if you're still craving your thing, right? But take this, cover some nuts with it, like almonds, those kind of nuts. Cover nuts with it, almonds, cashews, pecans, pistachios, whatever. But use the healthier version of the chocolate. Go for the dark chocolate clusters. Stay away from the added sugar. And there you go. You got your two culprits away. So now, without further ado, the number one on my list and this other list, an oatmeal made with water and add dark chocolate. Yes. Oh my gosh. That's like the perfect breakfast. Eat it all the time. That's great. I love that. Find a way to make like a really healthy oatmeal cookie and throw a bunch of chocolate on it. All right, number one on my list and this other list I found today. The one thing, my top thing, and the best shape Reese cup ever, and we can debate on that, the Reese cup peanut butter egg. Because what is there? There's the regular peanut butter cup. Okay, we'll go with that one because I know there's like mega size, there's big ones, small ones, some as big as your head. But there's the regular shape cup, there's the egg, There's the Christmas tree, and there's the pumpkin. What else am I missing? I think that's it. Now, Christmas tree was coming in a close second. I don't know what happened. I used to love the pumpkin, and I think they changed the recipe for something. I don't know. Maybe the pumpkin's dimensions are off or something, but I swear it did not taste the same. And I think that's just some weird mental thing. But I used to love the pumpkins more than the trees. But then this year I ate a pumpkin, and yes, and it just didn't taste the same. I love the tree because it has some more of the little, like, little tree branches, so you get a little more chocolate. But I think it really has to do with the whole like chocolate to peanut butter ratio. So this guy right here, yes, it is 170 calories. Okay, you get 10 grams of fat, but remember, we talked about the first ingredient on a food label is going to be the biggest chunk of ingredients. That's going to be the most ingredient used in the product. Every other candy we looked at, it was sugar or corn syrup or something else that was sugar. First ingredient is peanuts. And we know that, right? It's peanut butter cup. And who doesn't love a freaking Reese cup? Freeze them. I love freezing them. And how do you eat a Reese cup? I would love to know. I think that's another hot debated issue. Like, not only like how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll Pop, but like, how do you eat a Reese cup? I've never been able to just eat it all in one bite. I have to, even with these regular Reese cups and these, I have to eat the edge. I mean, I could eat it on camera for you, Marianne, if you need me to. I will save that for our call later. But I have to like eat around the edge of it. I eat the bottom off first. The bottom, not the top, because the top is where all the chocolate lives. Okay. I eat the bottom off. like a little bunny, little bucktooth bunny. I scrape all the bottom chocolate off, and then I eat it. I don't know why. It's just got to be eaten that way. So I eat the edge, I eat the bottom, and then I eat it all. I don't know. I even do that with the cups too. I got to go all the way around the edge. I got to eat the bottom, and then I eat the top. So let me know. I'd love to know, how do you eat a Reese? And maybe you're just one of those all in, shove it in my face, whatever. But I don't know. I've got to dissect it. I've got to eat it piece by piece and savor it, right? Chew the food, savor it, enjoy it, which I think is what I'm going to do. Because not only, like I said, Mom has baskets of candy everywhere. I showed up the other day, and in a little Easter basket shaped Longaberger basket with the little top, the little handle was a bunny. The little top came off, and nothing but these were just like lining the freaking basket. She's like, "Oh, look what I got for you." And I said, "Thanks." Oh, Marian, can you get these over there? Like, do they have these? Because if not, girl, I will mail you some. And better now, because then they won't melt on the way over. Yes, but you gotta have the indulgences when you can, right? Every holiday, every Sunday, every Friday, every Saturday, it's Monday, it's half price wine night. There's always a reason to celebrate, right? There's always a reason to indulge. Shoot, if you're a teacher and you're at school, everybody's having a birthday all the time. They're bringing you treats. They're bringing you presents. They're bringing, they're bringing donuts in. There's always an option and a reason to fall off the wagon, skew away from your goals. All right. But if hey, next week is Easter and I'm going to have my seasonal treat, try to fight off those urges, eat some fruit, drink some water, go for a walk, try to walk off the craving. All right. And then enjoy your treat. Enjoy the fact that you're enjoying the treat and be okay with it. Because everything feeds something, right? Whether it's that second glass of wine, whether it's that Maybe this one's my third one this week. Easter egg, right? But be okay with it, ultimately. Make your choice. Don't second guess yourself. Do it, and then be done with it. Okay? Don't overindulge. And if you're a parent trying to pack your kids' baskets with more nutritious, valued food, maybe you start incorporating some more darker chocolate, right? Maybe you incorporate some homemade treats. Maybe you put some toys in there, a stuffed animal versus nothing but jelly beans and packed animals, or packed, everything with food. Or instead of, maybe they just get a toy, and you start to make your Easter tradition making a healthier snack option. Chocolate dipping strawberries, making nut clusters with 100% cacao, and showing them and try. And I know it's hard. Kids are freaking hard. I don't have them, but my sister has them, and I see her struggling every day to get my nephew to eat different food and get him to eat different things. But if it doesn't start with you and just trying it, making it fun, bringing them together and getting them included in the creation process, you've got to initiate that. So now that we all have a little extra time to spend at home with the kids and we're looking for different options, I know that there's a ton of recipes to make your own Reese cup eggs. So maybe you use almond butter in yours. Experiment, see how that works. Maybe it's a granola bar. Maybe it's a protein bar that you've made. And then that's the sweet treat for the child. That's the sweet treat for the kids, for the big kids, for the little kids, for everything. So, it doesn't have to be hard. We like to overcomplicate things because when things seem easy, it seems impossible. It can't be that easy, but sometimes it is. And sometimes it's just flipping the tradition, flipping the normal. And we're all used to that right now, right? Flipping the way we see, the way we celebrate Easter, the things that we hold dear during Christmas time, make it less about the candy, less about the sugar, and make it more about the togetherness and the cooking together, the family together. So I hope to do another live soon talking about my protein bars with the cacao nibs on top and the extra protein added and all the delicious ingredients in those. But if you have a recipe, a go-to candy recipe, or a favorite snack that you're just kind of on the fence about, you want to talk more about as far as the nutritional value, or maybe some things that we can do to substitute ingredients, substitute things out, because you don't know what you don't know until you know that you don't know it, and then you can't not know it anymore. Say that 10 times fast. So thank you all so much for tuning in and joining me on how to outsmart the Easter Bunny this Easter, tomorrow, Easter season. So, moderation, hydrate, and be okay with whatever choices you make, but err on the side of getting as close to the source as possible with your sweet treats, going for 100% cacao when you can, because it's actually really quite good. And if you eat some with a glass of wine, you'll balance out and you'll have a little sugar in that wine for your not so sugary chocolate. So thank you for joining me once again on the Health Hostess Happy Hour. I hope to see you all again very soon with another informative educational topic about, I don't know, we'll have to see. All right. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday and a very blessed and happy Easter. We'll see you soon.